I move to declare Madam Badoyy in contempt. I second.
There's a motion. Duly seconded by the Honorable Akop on the motion of the Honorable Benny Abante.
Pwede po bang magsalita, Mr. Chair?
Yes.
Mr.
The
Chair.
Honorable, there's a second. The chair hearing no objections. May we know from the Honorable Abante let us be specific on the specific ground that you are going to cite them in contempt. Section 11. Section
Section 11, H, and, yeah. Yeah. Section 11, contempt, refusal to answer an irrelevant inquiry.
Mr. Chair, we are just citing.
Enlighten me, you're a very good lawyer. You tell me about that.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. We are just citing. This is not my opinion, Mr. Chair. We are just citing the jurisprudence of the Supreme Court, Mr. Chair, about certain inaccuracy and still covered under freedom of press as long as there is no malice or there is no bad faith, Mr. Chair.
Mr. Chair, may I say something?
isn't saying that is calling the communists, isn't that to malign?
Mr. Chair,
Isn't that an intent to malign a person? And
That's why, Mr. Chair, in case it is libelous, the good Congressman of Manila can file a case for libel against the anchor, not to cancel the franchise of SMNI.
Mr. Chair, perhaps the only reasoning he has is that I have not filed any case. That's it. I have not filed any case because of this, he would think that what Madam Badoyy said is not malicious or is not maligning. I did not file any case against Madam Badoyy because I'm a good person than her. I am very forgiving and I am very forbearing.
Mr. Chair, may I
I have another question. No? Your process, I think that what you did not answer me completely. When I asked the question, what is the process used by the SMNI when an anchor uses information from a confidential source? You did not directly answer me completely on that, Mr. Chair.
Mr. Chair, under the SMNI procedure, Mr. Chair, we have a executive producer. We also have a deputy producer, a researcher doing that, Mr. Chair, every program.
these are employees of SMNI.
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Thank you.
Yeah,
So you have
Mr. Chair,
control of this.
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Thank you.
Mr. Chair, is the name of the source shared by the anchor with producers for betting?
Not necessarily, Mr. Chair.
Not necessarily.
Yes, because we respect the SOTO law, Mr. Chair.
Okay. Now, next question is this, Mr. Chair.
Ayan na naman tayo, sotulo na, linaw na yun ang nakaraan ng turne, kaninang umaga, sotulo ka na naman ng sotulo. Noong pinasa natin yung sotulo, ang linaw doon. Yung exception ng Congress, at saka ng proper court.
I believe, Mr. Chair, that there's an exception. The exception if it involves national security, Mr. Chair.
Na-accusation ni Ms. Badoyy, saka Speaker, yung source from Congress is not a problem of interest of state.
Mr. Chair, if I may.
And then, tanong kita, Mr. Chair. Matanong kita, yung 1.8 na accusation ni Ms. Badoyy at saka ni Eric, yung accusation dito involving the name of a certain employee in the Senate in which ayaw na devolve ni Eric, it's not a question of the interest of the state. Ang question is Senate at the House.
Our stand of that, Mr. Chair, is that Mr. Celis is not making any statement. Still, he's just asking question, Mr. Chair. That is the stand of SMNI, Mr. Chair.
Balik na naman tayo doon.
Alam nyo,
Balik na naman tayo doon.
yes, Congressman Paduano, alam po nyo, mahaba ng pinag-usapan yan. At yung sinasabi nga kanina ni Congressman Toby Tiangco, na paano ko magtatanong, hindi mo masabi sa amin sino kausap mo. Eh alam po ninyo, Puno na sabi ni Congressman Tiangco, ano po ang tawag sa isang taong nagtatanong pero wala naman siyang kausap.
I respect
So,
the
di ba?
opinion,
Parang medyo, hindi ko alam kung ang tawag doon. Baka may konting diferensya.
I respect
Pero anyway,
the opinion of the good congressman from Congressman Tiangco, Mr. Chair, but still, we have our own opinion about that, Mr.
yes,
Chair.
but if you keep on insisting, because alam po ninyo, we're talking of Section 4 here.
Yes,
We're talking
Mr.
of
Chair.
Section 10 and Section 11. 10, 11 has been established. Section 4 is very, I mean, you're trying to, alam po ninyo, if you keep on going there, alam ko naman na, you're trying to get out of Section 4 at hindi mo pwedeng mawala ng saysay ang Section 4 dahil ito po ay parte ng inyong prangkisa.
Yes,
Saka ano
we-
ko
Mr.
lang
Chair.
kay Mr. Rain at saka kay Eric, sinabi ko na po last week to, hindi naman po kayo ang unay na, ang pinag-usapan po rito ay yung prangkisa. Ang pinag-usapan po rito, meron bang violation? Okay? Yan ang pinag-usapan po rito. Dahil ito yung sa Committee ng Legislative Franchise. Kung meron o wala. Yun lang ho. Mabuti ko, klaro tayo. Kasi pag lumihiso tayo, freedom of expression, freedom of the press, medyo mahaba ho tayo at that's very debatable. Because unprotected speech cannot be part of freedom of expression. There's jurisprudence to that.
Yes, we believe that.
You
Mr.
agree
Chair.
that? You would agree. So, yun. So you cannot just character assassinate without verifying and making sure. Kasi meron pong karangalan, may pangalan ho yung taong yan. Then in the reverse, I'm sure you will also feel bad.
Yes, Mr. Chair.
May
And you will
opinion,
you will also say that it's not anymore freedom of expression because you're maligning somebody. So the
May
honorable
opinion.
the honorable Benny Abante is
Okay.
for.
Let me ask, does SMNI have an ombudsman or an officer who acts on complaints regarding the accuracy of his report or the statement of the anchors?
Yes, Mr. Chair. We have a grievance committee, Mr. Chair.
What does the grievance committee do when Madam Badoyy began to malign me and told me I was a coddler, that Pastor Kibuloy took it and began to attack me?
Mr. Chair,
Where is your grievance committee there? Mr. Chair,
with respect to the one,
where is your grievance committee there?
Mr. Chair, with respect to the 1 billion, Mr. Chair, yes, there is a grievance committee, but with respect to the complaint of Congressman Abante, Mr. Chair, because there was no official complaint in our grievance committee, so there was no action for that, Mr. Chair.
Meron na ba kayong disiplinang host or writers for inaccurate, you said kanina, inaccurate, for inaccurate reports? Meron na ba kayong disiplina?
We believe, Mr. Chair, with respect to the grievance committee, they are absolutely confidential, so I
No,
cannot reveal in details.
My goodness, this is a committee hearing and we would like to find out the truth.
Yes, Mr. Chair, but
Why would you be here and tell us about confidential? Meron ba o wala?
Yes, Mr.
Meron
Chair,
na ba
yes.
kayong disiplina?
yes, Mr. Chair.
Ilan?
I have no personal knowledge to the number, Mr. Chair, but I'm sure that there is.
Well, let me ask, Madam Badoyy, are you a black timer in SMNI?
I'm a co-producer po, Mr.
Co-producer.
Co-producer, yes, sir.
Are you
Yes.
paying your program?
Am I paying? No.
Are you paying or not?
Am I paying? No, I'm not.
Who's paying it?
I'm actually being
So you're
paid for
doing
it.
it for free?
Can I explain that, Mr. Chair?
Therefore, Mr. Chair, if he is not a black timer, a producer, and not paying it, therefore it is the SMNI that's anchoring.
Mr. Chair, can I explain, Mr. Chair?
Wait, so your statement is it is station produced. It is station produced, ergo, it is SMNI. Salamat.
Actually, Mr. Chair, it's not station produced, it is co-produced.
How can it be co-produced?
We say
Sagot nyo.
we
May
say-
nagpapasweldo.
Co-produced between whom? Sino yung parties involved dun sa production?
The SMNI and the co-host, the hosts are also considered as producers of
So
the.
silang dalawa,
Yes,
yung
Mr.
dalawang
Chair.
entity.
Yes,
But
Mr.
yung
Chair.
dalawang entity na yon, si Dr.Badoyy at saka si Celis, ay parehas na na binabayarang talent ng SMNI.
Yes, talent, Mr. Chair, but not employees.
Correct.
Mr. Chair,
So,
Mr. Chair, may I be allowed to clarify something?
Ads lumalabas.
They're minimal, there are
Konti.
few, Mr.
Okay.
Chair.
who are these companies that are advertising in your show?
We will submit that, Mr. Chair. I cannot memorize all
The
the
host
names.
is here. The host is here. Just tell me who.
Mr.
In
Ray,
your show, who?
Mr.
Tell
Ray.
me.
Hindi ko alam.
You are,
Memorize. And
Sir-
Mr. Chair, Mr.
you
Chair,
are, you're under oath,
yes,
Mr.
Mr.
Lorraine,
Chair.
So
Yeah.
tell me who are advertising in your show.
Honestly, I don't remember the names. There's a
Okay,
gasoline
look,
ano
station.
pangalan ng
Mr.
produkto?
Chair, Mr. Chair, Mr. Chair.
Gasoline.
Just to put it,
Gasoline
in
station.
perspective.
It's a gasoline
You've been
station,
doing
Mr.
this
Chair.
show for 3 years, Monday to Friday, 1 hour and a half every day. Ang sabi nyo, attorney, merong advertisers, kumikita. 25%, 25%, 50% sa SMNI. Simple lang yung tanong ko.
Mm.
Hindi nyo pwedeng hindi alam kasi kayo nag-host eh.
Mr.
Pwede ba
Chair,
naman yun?
Mr. Chair, could I respond?
Yes.
Okay, so, honest answer here is because we're so, this work, as you can imagine, is very intense.
Mr.
diba?
Chair,
So,
Mr.
what
Chair,
we do
just a moment. Mr. Chair, may I
Yes.
interject? So you're being honest now. Kanina hindi ka honest.
No, could I also respond to that?
Yes.
No,
Could
no,
I
no, no,
kindly
no, no.
respond to
Mr.
that?
Chair, I just have, ito sa question similar to Mr. Celis kanina. I just need a name.
Kilala niyo mga
I asked for the source, ayaw nyo ibigay. Ngayon, ito simple lang. Sino yung mga nag-a-advertise sa show ninyo?
Okay, there's, Mr. Chair, there's e-fuel. What else?
Mr. Chairman,
Ano
Mr.
pangalan
Chair,
po? Ano
kasi sa
pangalan?
totoo lang, ang konti talaga ng sponsors dyan. Because the anti-CPP work is not sexy. Nobody wants to touch it.
Chairman,
So kami lang talaga dyan,
Chairman,
Mr.
Chairman.
Chair.
Chairman,
No.
all,
Oh.
Chairman,
Sandali lang po, Kong Paduano, para maayos po tayo.
Teka lang. Yes,
Honorable JJ.
hindi, I'm still at my point, Mr. Chair, doon sa binanggit ni Attorney Tolentino. So please, enumerate.
Per my information, Mr. Chair, of the staff of,
Attorney Tolentino, I think the question is directed to Dr. Badoyy.
thank you, Mr. Chair.
Mr. Chair, ang pagkakaalala ko, e-fuel, and then there's this food cart. Because honestly, ang toka namin sa show na ito is the creative license, everything, that's the concept, what goes into it, the content. So we're consumed by that. So I honestly don't really look at the sponsors too much. I just don't.
Yes, I'll beg to the chairman, then I'll go
Yes.
back, Mr. Chair.
Alam po ninyo, tanong ko lang po di ba meron po kayong porsyento dito sa revenue sharing? Tama?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Hindi ba kung kayo ay may revenue, dapat alam nyo kung saan ang source ng revenue? Alam nyo kung sino ang mga sponsor ninyo? Para alam nyo na tama yung 25% na makukuha nyo as stated by the Attorney Tolentino.
May I answer, Mr. Chair?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes or no muna.
Could you repeat it
Hindi
again?
ba dapat alam nyo kung sino ang mga sponsors nyo? Dahil may porsyento po kayo, may revenue sharing kayo as manifested by the Attorney Tolentino. Na may 25% ka, may 25% si Ka Eric. Hindi ba responsibilidad nyo na sino ang mga sponsor na to?
Mr. Chair, I honestly don't care about the money. That's the truth. Gusto ko lang tapusin ito. Pwede ko bang mag-respond dun sa sinabi ni
Ano po tatapusin ho ninyo?
yung CPP, NPA, NDF, sir? Chair, Mr. Chair. Yun nga, Chair, Mr. Chair.
Alam po nyo, hindi ho natin pwedeng kasi that's where Congressman JJ is coming from.
Mm.
You have a share. Ergo, you should know who your sponsors are. So you cannot hide on another issue. Huwag mo natin pag-usapan. Napag-usapan na po yan kanina. Ngayon, it's either walang sponsor or
Mr. Chairman, may I,
Mr. Chair.
kasi
Mr. Chair, may I
or
clarify?
meron
Kasi
po
I
kayong
think this,
magtatanong. Because tinatanong ko si ikaw, Congressman Benny, meron kang radio station. Alam mo mga sponsor mo. Di ba? Kasi kung konti lang, sabi nyo, konti lang sila. Eh di mas madaling tandaan kung konti eh. Yes, sa marami.
Baka,
Mr. Chair, if I may,
Mr. Chair.
Yes.
Okay, so, honestly, I didn't know that you were gonna ask, so hindi pumasok sa isip ko kaagad. But now thinking about it, listening to you, it's e-fuel and some food carts, I don't remember the names, and Galileo water, something like that.
Okay.
Okay,
Yun,
Mr. Chair.
tatlong produkto. Meron pa po? Nalala
Ah,
nyo?
Paiba-iba, minsan nga wala, minsan meron, minsan ganon.
Hindi nyo po binabanggit sa show niyan? Thank you to the sponsor. Thank you to the sponsor. Di ba binabanggit niyan?
No, Mr. Chair, we don't.
Wala kayong
Kaya nga,
pakita na
hindi ko nga
ganyan.
siya alam, Mr. Chair.
Salamat.
Mr. Chair,
So,
Mr.
Mr.
Chair,
Chair,
kasi dito
Sa...
sa,
JJ has a floor first.
Okay.
Hindi na po, Pongdan.
So, Attorney Tolentino,
Yes, Mr.
sabi
Chair.
nyo may income sharing kayo.
Yes, Mr. Chair.
So, do you also concur with the statements of Dr. Badoyy na ito yung mga kumpanyang nagsiserve as advertisers doon sa programa?
Based on my information, Mr. Chair, with the SMNI team, the show has no advertisers. But in case there's advertisers, Mr. Chair, that is the share. 50% SMNI.
No.
25%.
Okay, wait. Para lang. You're saying na walang advertisers?
As of today, Mr. Chair, none, Mr. Chair.
Ano yung sinabi ni Attorney Badoyy na e-fuel, food
Chairman,
cart,
not
Galileo water,
Mr.
ano
Chair.
yun?
Mr. Chair.
It is an advertisers, not of Laban Kasama ng Bayan, but it is an advertiser of a program prior to that program, Mr. Chair.
No. Okay.
are lying.
Chair,
Mr. Chairman,
Mr. Chair.
I think these people are lying. Why?
Here we are
Mr.
again,
Chairman, I think these
being
people,
confused with information and hiding of the truth.
yes,
Kanina may na-contempt na tayo na isa, tapos nandito na naman tayo eh.
Alam nyo,
No.
Mr. Chairman, dito po sa breakdown ng revenue nila, lumalabas dito na yung pong revenue nun, yung galing lamang po sa mga radio station nyo. Walang lumalabas sa revenue na nagagaling po doon sa show ninyo. And I think you are lying dahil dito po naka-breakdown po ang revenue. Itong istasyon ang kumita ng 105 million ng 2022. Kumita ng 2021 ng 41.8. Kanina sabi ni attorney, wala daw advertisement and promotion. Dito sa advertising and promotion nyo, 12 million ang ginastos nyo ng 2022. At noong 2021, binload nyo nga 810,000 lamang. Tapos ang 2022 is 12 million. In other words, Mr. Chairman, clearly, nagsisinungaling kayo,
Chair.
Ma'am Badoyy. Dahil sinasabi nyo, kumikita kayo sa pagiging co-producer, pero hindi nakalista po sa breakdown ng inyong mga revenue. So how can you explain that the one that you have submitted in this copy, hindi kasama yung revenue ninyo bilang producer? How can you explain that?
May I, Mr. Chair?
yes,
Go
Mr.
ahead.
Chair,
Okay.
Mr. Chair, can I just put this on the record? We've already cited an individual in contempt earlier for failing to provide the information that the committee requires. To SMNI right now, again, very, very, very thin ice. Both of you magkatabi kayo. Sinabi mo, abogado mo to. Kayo magkatabi, hindi pa kayo magkasundo kung ano ba talaga yung totoo. Sabi mo, may 3 nag-a-advertise. Sabi ng katabi mo, wala.
May I?
Paano namin kayo paniniwalaan? Magkatabi na nga kayo. Tapos sinabi pa ni Congressman Dan Fernandez dito, na laki
Record
naman
to
po
eh.
yun.
Please
May
refrain
I?
from lying kasi we will be citing you for contempt. Kasi nakalagay po sa revenue, submitted nyo, 4 na taon kayo nagsasubmit dito. Ito, this will not lie. I can give you this. Dahil revenue na sinasabi nyo po, na andito lahat, breakdown. From income tax, from yung inyo pong mga losses, saka yung inyo pong tinatawag na mga expenses, and the revenues. So, wala po nakita nung binabanggit nyo kanina na meron kayong kinita, na dineklara nyo rin dito. In other words, you are lying. And if you are lying in this committee, aba, ewan ko.
Mr. Chair,
yes.
Mr. Chair,
Any,
Mr. Chair, may I
I
respond?
move to declare Madam Badoyy in contempt. I second.
there's a motion. duly seconded by the Honorable Akop on the motion of the Honorable Benny Abante.
Pwede po bang magsalita, Mr. Chair?
Yes. The
Mr. Chair.
Honorable, there's a second. The chair hearing no objections. May we know from the Honorable Abante to be, let us be specific on the specific ground that you are going to cite them in contempt. Section 11. Section
Section 11, H, you know, and,
Question.
yeah. Oh. Section 11, contempt, refusal to answer an irrelevant inquiry. Acting in a disrespectful manner because she was found lying, Mr. Chair. That would be my reason